Whoop. Hey, it's Lowry Smith of the CommanderSmiths here with searching for the spotlight, Nethroi, Apex of Death. All right, so I'm going to be building this Shadowborn Apostle style. Let's talk about Nethroi here. It is 2, a white, a green, and a black. It's a 5/5. It has mutate for 7, death touch, lifelink, and then whenever this creature mutates, return any number of target creature cards with total power 10 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. Not going to be a whole ton of mutate because Ikoria was like at the beginning of COVID. I did not buy anything, so I have very, very little mutate cards. I only have ones that I really liked at the time, and I have not bought anything specifically for this deck. Also playing around with a new camera. If you like this version better than the last spotlights in the past, let me know in the comments. If you like this version better or not, it's going to be a lot more focusing. So we'll see how that, but I think it is more clear everywhere around. I'll try and stop moving. And so playing around with, let me know. CommanderSmiths, we are a weekly podcast. We go live on YouTube here every Monday night at 9 Central p.m., 9 p.m. Central, and we talk about Commander. We have a couple of games involved. We are starting to do more tournaments. We always have like a main segment. So like this next Monday, we're going to be talking about like the top 5 underused utility lands, and then the next one will be, whatever. So there's a main segment, a couple of bits. We do shorts throughout the week. I do curated. I'm looking jumpy on this one though. So I do curated, which is underused cards that you may not know of, and I show you where they could be used. As well, Adam will show off some of his cool proxies that he does. We also give away proxies to people that join our Patreon. If you want to join our Discord, it is $1 if you are so inclined, and that would be helpful and great. We are not tech people, and so if we could ever get to the point where we could pay somebody to do our tech, that'd be great. That'd be great. But we're not close at this point. But all right. Is there anything else I should be talking about? I don't know. I haven't done this in like a month, so I'm like probably rusty. But Nethroi, looking to mutate, do the Shadowborn Apostle thing. You get 6 into play, which is so a deck can have any number of cards named Shadowborn Apostle, which is not usual. That is cool. And then you can pay a black, sacrifice 6 creatures named Shadowborn Apostle, search your library for a demon creature card, put it on the battlefield, then shuffle. And so hopefully you get to do that a couple times, and then you can mutate, bring back power 10 or less from the graveyard, so Shadowborn a little bit more, and then go get more demons. So that's kind of the main play. We have groupings of what we have going on. So we have 30 Shadowborn Apostles available to us. We don't have to go that route, but we'll probably land somewhere in between 25 and 30. That is likely where we will land. When I did Dragon's Approach a year ago, I think I ended up with like 26. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. So we have those. All right, this first batch is going to be draw, card advantage, and it's a thick one. So we got to figure out which way we're going to be doing this, and then we will be able to kind of focus in a little bit more on that then. So there's like kind of dig deep, but mill it into the graveyard. There's some playing creatures off the top of the library, and then there's just your straight draw, card advantage type stuff going on. So let's start going through cards. Let's see here. Oh boy, does this work in Calamax? Nope, it doesn't. It doesn't. One bit. Thanks Hockey. Thanks for showing up, man. Oh, also, subscribe if you were so inclined. We are doing a giveaway once we hit 1,000 subscribers, and that'd be fantastic. And also, if you're not watching this live, I suggest watching this in like 1.5 speed. Also, give it a like if you end up enjoying it. Thank you. All right, playing off the top, we got Realm Walker. You can name basically a human, and then you can cast creatures that are human off the top of your library. You're going to have a lot of humans, so hopefully that can work. Tobarax, Hope's Demise. It is a demon and a cleric, and all of these are human clerics, and so you can kind of do some work. But it has flying, and then it has lifelink as long as it has 5 or more 1/1 counters on it, and then whenever another non-token creature you control dies, put a 1/1 counter on it. If that creature was a cleric, you may draw a card if you do lose a life. And so Shadowborn Apostle, if you're sacking all 6 and this is in play, you get to draw 6 cards, lose 6 life, put 6 counters on them, give them lifelink, and then 8/8 flying lifelinker. Pretty cool. It fits quite nicely in here and just super playable as a demon. So working on that. Underrealm Lich is whenever you would draw a card, you get to look at the top 3 cards and put 1 in your hand, 3 into the graveyard, pay 4 life, it gains indestructible, and tap it. I think this is going to be great. It's going to fill up the graveyard pretty quick. And we'll go that route. Vizier of the Menagerie, playing creatures off the top. I'm just guessing that this could be a thing. So just being able to work my way through a lot of Shadowborn Apostles. Lifecrafter's Bestiary, scry 1 at your upkeep. Whenever you cast a creature, pay green to draw a card. Might be a little tougher, but could be nice. Relentless Pursuit. Reveal the top 4 cards of your library. You may put a creature card and a land card from among them under the into your hand. Put the rest in the graveyard. So this is more of the, put a card or 2 into your hand, put the rest in the graveyard. That's something that is going to be able to like just start working through the deck pretty quick. Benefaction of Ronus. Reveal the top 5 cards of your library. Put a creature card and or enchantment card from among them into the hand. Put the rest in the graveyard. So I think that can work. Nature's Resurgence. Each player draws a number of cards equal to the number of creature cards in his or her graveyard. This could work and draw a bunch, and that could be nice. I can see myself playing out Shadowborn Apostles, not having enough Shadowborns or really having anything going on, and so I am worried about that. I would like to make sure I have cards keep on coming in. Vivian is basically you're looking at the top and you can play creatures off. I don't really care what the ability is. That's for 5, might be a little expensive. March of the Burgeoning Life. As a choose target creature with mana value less than X. Search your library for a creature card with the same name as that creature. Put it on the battlefield. Tap, then shuffle. So it allows me to go search for a Shadowborn Apostle. This really can't be played anywhere else other than like the Persistent Petitioner deck, and so we'll see there. But one of the few decks that you can play this in Commander. We'll see if it works. Guardian Project, I like this a lot. Whenever a non-token creature ETBs, draw a card, and so should be able to start flying through with Shadowborns. Kindred Summonings, paying 7, which is probably going to be a bit, but choose a creature type, and then you can say cleric or whatever, and then reveal cards until you reveal as many clerics as you have in play, and put them directly into play. I don't know. I'll probably end up cutting this. Probably just do it right now. But I think it has a chance once I get to see how the deck runs. That will be the big part. Is like, is it going to work or not? Because this isn't truly a. It's not truly a tribal deck, so I don't know. Augur of Autumn is just going to be able to play creatures off the top of the library. Also a human, so if there's any synergies there, it works. Beast Whisperer, whenever you cast a creature, draw a card. So just making sure you're drawing enough cards. Gather the pack, reveal the top 5 cards of your library. You may put a creature card from among them and put the rest in your graveyard. If there are 2 or more instants or sorceries in your graveyard, put up to 2 creature cards in your hand. So, kind of a cool, just a digging version of that. Winding Way. Choose a creature or a land, reveal the top 4 cards of your library, put all cards of the chosen type revealed this way into your hand and the rest into your graveyard. Not a bad deal either. Hear me out. All right, Renshai, let's hear what you got to say. But I'm not making it stacks. All right? I'm not going to do that. I'm not doing that. Commune with the Gods. Reveal the top 5 cards. You may put a creature or enchantment card from among them into your hand. Rest in the graveyard. Mulch is basically top 4 cards. Put a land in the hand. Rest in the graveyard. Garrett, Caller of the Beast. We do play with proxies, as I had mentioned earlier, so you will see them. We own all of our proxies at least, and so, but this is here for the +1. Reveal the top 5 cards of your library. Put all creature cards revealed this way into your hand. The rest into bottom of your library in any order. That's actually disappointing. I'd rather have it go into the graveyard. We'll cut that. Old stick fingers. Your sound is really gravelly. Might just be me. I am not using a filter of any kind. Let's see. Does this sound normal? Does this sound normal? I don't know. It kind of looks, is my camera being like glitchy at all? Do you see that, Hockey or Renshai? Let me know on that, because that might be, because I like the visuals on the camera, the new camera, but it looks like it's being glitchy, and that it shouldn't be the problem when it comes to the audio, but I don't know either. So just let me know what you think about the camera. It does look like it's bouncing around a lot, so I don't love that either, but I don't know. All right, so Old Stick Fingers allows me to pay X and then reveal that many creatures and put all of them into the graveyard, and then this gets +X for as many creatures that are in the graveyard. I think I like that a lot more when I was, but we'll probably cut it. It's just not what the deck is doing. If it was a demon, something different. That might just, okay. I might not use this camera again for this bit. So next week when I do it, I won't be using this camera, which is a bummer. It wasn't glitching when I was testing it out. So, but next week won't be this. Shouldn't be this way. I don't know why the sound would be an issue. Shouldn't be gravelly unless I have like a bad internet connection or something. But we'll see. If it changes at like 9:45, 10 o'clock, that means my internet's being throttled or something. "1940s movie." Oh, very cool. I like that. Other than I don't. But hey, Bill, thanks for joining, man. All right, Hostile Negotiations is just the black factor fiction. Should put cards in the yard. Should put cards in my hand. Oh, all right. Weatherlight Completed is there. When creatures are dying, I get to scry, and then it will eventually turn into a creature that I can attack with. Maybe. Catacomb Sifter, whenever a creature I control dies, I get to scry one. And then I also get a Scion token that kind of ramps me a little bit. So we'll see if that, I kind of like it. Sylvan Library for the draw, classic. Miri's Guile is also good. One thing that I'm thinking that might happen is like the digging and putting stuff in the graveyard. I'm worried like I'm going to put demons in there and then not be able to get them out. And so I don't want to draw them into my hand either, right? So I don't know. We'll see. Norn's Wellspring. Whenever a creature you control dies, scry one and put an oil counter on it, and then I can pay one, tap it, remove two, and draw a card. Not a bad way of doing it. Rumor Gatherer is whenever a creature comes into play, scry one. If it is the second time it's happened this turn, draw a card. So it's not a bad deal either. Since the Divining Top, Thrumming Stone, spells you cast have Ripple 4. which is whenever you cast a spell like Shadowborn Apostle, you may reveal the top 4 cards of your library. You may cast a spell with the same name as a spell from among the revealed cards without paying their mana cost. Put the rest on the bottom of your library. So would this allow me to, like, Shadowborn, Ripple 4 into another Shadowborn, which will Ripple 4? Does this just keep on going? Is that how that works? Tell me. I don't know. All right. But that is also foil. Bill. Verja, Judge of Valor. So there's a 2/4. It is an Angel Cleric I found kind of cool, but lifelink, flying. Whenever you cast your second spell each turn, look at the top 3 cards of your library. Put one of them into your hand and the rest in your graveyard. I kind of like that idea. It's kind of like that digging part. Nalia de Arnese. 3/3. You can look at the top card of your library at any time. And then you can cast Clerics off the top at the beginning of combat on your turn if you have a full party, which I am unlikely to do. But I get to cast Shadowborn Apostles off the top. Grizzly Salvage. Reveal the top 5 cards of your library. You may put a creature or land card from among them into your hand. Put the rest into the graveyard. Blood Gift Demon is a demon that draws me a card and loses life at the beginning of the turn. Harvester of Souls is a demon that whenever a non-token creature dies, that's anybody's non-token creature dies, you get to draw a card. Doom Whisper is a demon that allows you to pay 2 life, surveil 2, flying trample, very castable also. Varagoth, Blood Sky Sire, 3 mana, 2/3 Death Touch demon, and then you can pay 2 when it attacks to put any card on top of your library. So I might not do this just based off of having, like, I'm already tutoring with the Apostles. I probably don't want to be doing more tutoring, so I'm gonna cut it. But it's a cool demon. All right, Shadowrite Priest. Other clerics you control get +1/+1, and they can pay 5, sacrifice another cleric. Search your library for a black creature card. Put that into the battlefield and shuffle. So it's just like a backup to to the Apostles. Should be sweet. Grim Haruspex. Whenever another non-token creature you control dies, draw a card. So not a bad deal. Same thing with Midnight Reaper. Drawing cards, but losing a life. Bolas's Citadel is playing off the top for life. And that's classic. Liliana's Contract. Whenever it ETBs, draw 4 cards, lose 4 life. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you have 4 more demons with different names, you win the game. And so it's perfect in here. That's going in. Shadow Prophecy is basically paying a white, green, black, and look at the top 3 cards of your library, where X is the number of basic land types among lands you control. Put up to 2 of them into your hand, and the rest in the graveyard, lose 2 life. So it's kind of like the others. Ranger of Eos and Ranger Captain of Eos. When they ETB, this one goes and gets 2 creatures of CMC 1 or less, so Shadowborn Apostles, and Ranger Captain gets 1 CMC. So they're kind of tutors in that way. As for Sentinel for draw, the Mentor of the Meek, you pay 1 whenever you cast an Apostle to draw another card. Oh, there we go. And that is the draw package. It's pretty thick. We're going to want to get down to 20. That looks like a stack of 40 right there. So we'll work on it. Let's see here. The next package is going to be thick. All right. Ramp. Not as bad. But here is my first mutate card we'll talk about. Migratory Greathorn. 3/4 mutate. Whenever this creature mutates, search your library for a basic land card, put it on the battlefield, tap, and shuffle. Honor Blade Elite. Whenever another human enters the battlefield under your control, put a 1/1 counter on it, and then it can tap and add mana equal to its power. It has Vigilance. They're all humans, so humans. We'll see if we need that. Fertile Did. Comes in with 2 1/1s, and then you can pay 2 to go and get a basic, remove a 1/1 counter on it, so it can eventually die. But the cool thing is with Nethroi, it'll come back for free when you mutate that. So I kind of tried to pull that in, like, the 0 power just utility creatures, so that when they die and I mutate Nethroi, they come back basically for free. So that's the little thing I'm going for. Shadow Wayfinder, top 4 cards, get a land, rest in the graveyard. Sakura Tribe Elder, where you at, Renshai? The thick package was from you? Yeah, baby. All right, Steve here. Thrumming Stone updated text. Spells you cast have Ripple 4. Whenever you cast a spell, you may reveal the top 4 cards of your library. You may cast spells with the same name as that spell. There you go, Renshai. Steve. Yeah. And so to me, with Thrumming Stone, that means that when I cast that spell again, I get to keep on going. Oh, all right. Maybe, let's see. I don't have many. You may cast spells with the same name as the spell from among the revealed cards without paying their mana costs. But the rest, yeah. So you're still casting it, and spells you cast have Ripple 4. So you're casting Ripple 4, and you can just run through your deck doing that. In my mind, somebody's going to have to tell me no. All right, Steve, go get a basic land, sack it. Incubation Druid. Let's get this up by me again here. That 0 power adds mana, so can be cool. Cryptolith Right. I was thinking that gets the. I don't need a storm count. I don't care about that. Adam, what are you saying no to? Cryptolith Right allows my apostles to top from mana, which is nice. Far Wanderings has the threshold go and put 3 basic lands into play tapped if I have threshold, and likely if I'm going the digging route. Sylvan Caridid, 0 power, gives me mana. Great Henge. It's one of those that'll help me draw cards. And then come on. Like you got to tell me with a reason, not just be like, Daddy, tell me no. Like that's not what I was meaning. It was like, give me a reason why that wouldn't work. All right, Great Henge could be easier to cast with the demons. We'll see. This might play weird in this deck, so I don't know. Birds of Paradise, great ramp as always, but also 0 power, so it comes back for free. Cabal Ritual, Threshold will get me 5, so hopefully that works. Also a Dark Ritual with 4 and black border, pretty. Carnival of Souls, whenever a creature comes into play, you lose 1 life and add a black to your mana pool. That allows me to cast a lot of Shadowborn Apostles, and then if I have like a Guardian Project or a Beast Whisperer out or something that draws me cards, can have me start rattling stuff off too. For that storm count, right, Bill? Dream Devourer, Demon and a Cleric, very on point in this deck. 0-3, and then each card in your library or hand without Foretell has Foretell, and then whenever you foretell a card, Foretell reduces it by 2. So it's kind of a ramp card in my mind, can also pump him up, but it just works with Demon and Cleric. I like it. Catilda allows me to tap humans for any color that they are. So Shadowborn Apostles can tap for black mana with Catilda in play. Kind of like the what I was talking about, Cryptolith Right. So turning those, because I'm going to have a lot of them, if I can turn them into stuff, it's going to be beneficial. So Catilda is ramp. Edgewalker. Cleric spells you play cost white and a black, less to play this effect. So casting Shadowborns for free, and if I could do it off the top, you can rattle a bunch off, kind of. So that's the thought there. Ornithopter Paradise, mana, 0 power, so kind of nice that way. Springleaf Drum is tapping them, getting Shadowborn Apostle to tap for mana. This is the weakest card. I might just get rid of this, just because I do like the idea of the 0 power stuff. Arcane Signet, Soul Ring, Crystal World. Lands are going to be in the graveyard, so I'll be able to always hit that. All right, that is ramp draw. We're going to get into protection here. Swiftfoot Boots and Greaves, or whatever they need to be. Dauntless Bodyguard is when it ETBs, choose a creature, and then you can sacrifice this to give that creature indestructible until end of turn. I like Selfless Savior a lot more, where you can just sacrifice a creature, or sacrifice this, and that any creature gains indestructible until end of turn. So this will likely make it. Let's get rid of Dauntless Bodyguard. The 2 power does not make me like it either, so Selfless Spirit, sack it. All my creatures gain indestructible. Gotta be able to protect those demons once they hit the floor. But what did you start out for total cards? How much do you need to cut? That's a good question. Okay, so I have 30 Shadowborn Apostles, and I believe I had around 120 cards when I started this. I know I added a couple more today as I found them. So essentially, I need to take that 120 cards and bring that down to roughly 30. So I have 90 cards to cut. That's a lot. So thanks for the depressing question, Adam. Whipgrass Entangler. This is kind of cool. Oldie, but it's 1 and a white. Until end of turn, target creature gains. This creature can't attack or block until its controller pays 1 for each cleric you control. And with Shadowborns being clerics, kind of cool. And then you have Master Apothecary, 2/2, and then you can tap a cleric you control to prevent 2 damage to a creature or player this turn. This one won't make it. I just thought it was a cool card to pick out or point out for clerics. But the 3 white makes it painful. If I was gaining life, it'd be a lot better. Right. If I cut lands. That's true. I might be willing, because the curve is going to be really low. But right now I believe I have 37 land together. And nothing super special. I just, leaned into the black mana and made sure that I'm going to be able to cast the Apostles quite easy. Magus of the Moat. Creatures without flying can't attack. Slow down your aggressors, and then that allows your demons to still be able to attack. Moment's Peace. Fog with a flashback cost. Spike Weaver. 0 power, but I can pay 1 mana, remove a 1/1 counter, and do another Fog. So I can do that twice, 3 times, and I'm out. But once it dies, it can come back with Nethroi for free. All right, that is my protection. Getting into removal here. Martyr's Bond, 6 mana, but whenever another non-land, whenever Bond or another non-land permanent you control is put in the graveyard, from the battlefield, each opponent sacrifices permanent that shares a card type with it. So kind of like, some other cards we'll see. This is Gem Razor, but it's cool. But it has Mutate, Reach Trample. When it mutates, destroy target artifact or enchantment and opponent controls. And then my last Mutate card that I have at this point, but Mutate for 4, Trample. And whenever this creature mutates, destroy target non-creature permanent, its controller creates a 3/3 beast. Shine Wind. This comes in with a 1/1 counter on it. You can pay 2 to destroy target enchantment. 0 power. Comes back for free with Nethroi. Grave Pact. So whenever you have a creature go in the graveyard, everybody has to sacrifice it. And if you're looking to sacrifice 6 of those bad boys at once, you're going to start wiping the board. That's kind of like the Martyr's Bond thing too. And then I make sure that I have demons that I can go and get that are constant wraths, but Archfiend of Depravity, which at the beginning of each opponent's end step, that player chooses up to 2 creatures and then sacrifices the rest. Overseer of the Damned. Whenever a non-token creature an opponent controls dies, create a tap 2/2 zombie, and then when it ETBs, destroy. And I think we figured out the cool thing with like Grave Pact or Bond. You can stack the trigger to whereas I can sacrifice 6, this goes on the stack, and I can go and search. So then I make sure that this goes on the stack, then this first, this happens, comes in play, destroys a creature, then everybody sacrifices 6, and then for each creature that this is sacrificed, you get like 6, 12, 18, 18-ish zombies. Seems disgusting, right? Looking forward to that. Urborg Justice, sacrificing apostles, and then making somebody else sacrifice at least 6 cards. Dictator Erebos is whenever you have a creature die, they all have to sacrifice a creature. Same thing. Pestilence Demon, pay a black, 1 damage to each creature and each player, so not a bad deal. Find Finality, return 2 target creature cards from your graveyard to your hand, and then you can put 2 1/1 counters on a creature, and then all creatures get -4/-4 until end of turn. So another Wrath type effect. Savra, Queen of the Golgari. Whenever you sacrifice a black creature, you may pay 2 life. If you do, each other player sacrifices a creature. So again, I could pay 12 life and have everybody sacrifice 6 things. That might happen. Whenever you sacrifice a green creature, you gain 2 life. Remembrance, which only works basically in this deck or Persistent Petitioners as well. But whenever a non-token creature you control is put into a graveyard, you may search your library for a copy of that creature card. If you do, reveal that card, put it in your hand. So just go get 6 apostles if you do your thing. Decaying Soil. This is a cool card that I have for a curated as well. But at the beginning, remove a card from your graveyard from the game. But the threshold, whenever a non-token creature is put into your graveyard from play, you may pay 1. If you do, return that card to your hand. And so it works really cool with mutate because the mutate is all 1 creature. So if Nethroi dies mutated on a creature, you can pay 1, bring Nethroi back to your hand. Or any mutate, but also you can just pay like, I guess 6 to bring the Shadowborns back to your hand. It could kind of work that way too. So we'll see how it is, but I think it's a pretty cool card so far. Luminous Broodmoth, 3/4 flying. Whenever a creature you control without flying dies, return it to the battlefield under your control with a flying counter on it. So it just brings those apostles back. Do it again. Rally the Ancestors. Return each creature card with converted mana cost X or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. Exile those creatures at the beginning of your next end step. Exile, rally. But really, it's white, 1, bring back all of the apostles, and then sacrifice stuff. So that's a cheap mass reanimate, which is pretty cool. Return to the ranks, has Convoke. Return X target creatures with converted mana cost 2 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. So bringing apostles back. New person in the Discord. Woo! All right, Ascend from Avertus. Return all creatures with Planeswalker cards and mana X or less from the graveyard to the battlefield. This is a great card in Takasia. And this might just be a white, 1 or 2. And then bringing back all the apostles. But I can also just bring back everything too. So it could be really fun. Storm of Souls, same thing, paying 6, returning all creatures from the graveyard into play as 1/1, spirits with flying, and do your thing with the apostles again. Dusk and Dawn, but Dusk is destroy all creatures with power 3 or greater, and then Dawn is return all creature cards with power 2 or less from your graveyard to your hand, to the hand. Gone. Nobody wants it to your hand, right? All right. Oh, we got, hold on. Are we still doing graveyard shit? Nope. Sorry. So that was the last removal part with Savra. Everything else has been kind of working off of some type of bringing back from the graveyard. Angel of Glory's Rise. When it ETBs, exile zombies, and then return all human creatures from the graveyard to the battlefield. So it works in that way. Blood Bond March. whenever a creature spell is played, each player returns all cards with the same name as that spell from his or her graveyard to play. So, good way to get the Apostles back in the hand. Athreos, whenever another creature you own dies, return it to your hand unless target opponent pays 3 life. And so somebody's going to have to pay 18 life, or, variations in between that and 0 for you to get your Apostles back or not. Journey to Eternity. Whenever an enchanted creature dies, return it to the battlefield under his control. It's just 1. I think... So I pulled a lot of cards for this deck. I think I was able to slim it down a little bit, but this was definitely for the different version, which would be much more. I think I just was building a Nethroi deck, not really thinking about the Apostles. So we'll see. All right, Lisa, Forgotten Archangel. 4/5 flying lifelink. Whenever another non-token creature you control dies, return that card to your hand at the beginning of the next end step. Then if a creature an opponent controls dies, exile it instead. So that works. That's nice. Might be a little much, but Immortal Servitude. Orzhov, and X, but return each creature card with converted mana cost X from your graveyard to the battlefield, which is going to be 1. So it's 4 mana, bring all the Apostles back into play. Lifeline, basically if you have another creature in play, your Apostles will come back at the end step, and then you can kind of do it again. Lifeline's going to be probably crazy in here. All right, still doing graveyard shenanigans, but Nightmare Shepherd, it's a demon, so it works. Whenever another non-token creature you control dies, you may exile it. If you do, create a token that's a copy of the creature, except it's a 1/1 Nightmare in addition to its other types. And so you can sacrifice the Apostles, they all come back as 1/1s, do it again. And so you get 2 demons for the price of 1 with this in play. That is gorgeous. All right, this one is a fun little baby with Nethroi, but Scourge of the Skyclaves. When you cast a spell, it doesn't matter. Okay, its power and toughness are each equal to 20 minus the highest life total among players. And so technically, not technically, this is what this can do. This is looking for 10 or more. And if you pick this card and it's at -10, you can add 10 to that. So it'd be, if this is at -10, like somebody's at 30, you can go and get 20 power in your graveyard along with Scourge, and it just dies again. It's kind of a wild interaction, but very, very cool. Also a demon. So it's pretty cool. If it was kicked, each player loses half their life rounded up. Also kind of a little bit of a killer, but really cool in this deck. Hoping this should make it. All right. Command the Dreadhorde is 6 mana. Return any number of creatures from any graveyards. You pay life to the CMC that you're bringing back. Pretty cool. Living Death. Each player exiles all creature cards from his or her graveyard, then sacrifices all creatures he or she controls, and puts all cards he or she exiled this way into the battlefield. And so it's just a switcheroo from your graveyard. You're filling up your graveyard. You're putting Apostles in there. If somebody's attacking your demons, then you can just flop that down, wrath everybody's cards, and then get your Apostles back and try and do it again. So, and your demons back. But, let's see here. Where are we at? We're at 38 minutes. Not doing too bad. Haunted Crossroads. Put target creature card from your graveyard on top of your library. I think this can be a really cool card. Being able to get Apostles back on, be able to draw through it, or play off the top. Should be fun. No Rest for the Wicked. Sacrifice it. Return to your hand all creature cards put in your graveyard from play this turn. I think I cut this one off the bat. I don't want to do this. All right, so that is the graveyard shenanigans. Plenty there. We're going to have to cut down and be kind of efficient there, but we'll see. All right. This is the part where I think I was going I'm worried about demons getting put into the graveyard and then just taking, I'm going to have to cast Nethroi and bring back 1 and a little bit of utility or whatever. So maybe that's just okay. Maybe that's just okay, right? but we'll see. But here, and I think I'm just going to cut this idea. Put cards from your graveyard on the bottom or top of the library. So you got Junk Troller, Salvage puts it on top of the library, Noxious Revival on top, Reclaim on top, and then Renewing Touch allows me to shuffle creatures in the graveyard. There's different versions of this, like shuffling or putting creatures back on top that are in black. But I think Conjurer's Bauble. I think what we're going to do is just cut this, the whole thing. And the reason being is I have Reanimation. I might as well just have a couple of, like, get some, if this becomes a problem where demons just end up in the graveyard, none of them are too crazy where I'm like, oh, I can't ever cast this either at this point. Because there's some really cool demons that I did not choose because I have them already in other decks. So, like Razaketh or Villas, you know, those are really cool, but they're in my Varric deck. So, like, how many of those do I want going on, right? All right, here's a little interesting part. Let's see if this works. Wild Pair. And so this is like the way to get more apostles into play. But Wild Pair, you cast an apostle, go search your deck, put another apostle into play. Could be a fun little bit. Dual Nature. Cast an apostle, create a token of it. Do that, 2 more times, and you can sacrifice those 6. Makes sense to me. Bramble Sovereign. Whenever another non-token creature enters the battlefield, you can pay 2 and then create a copy of that. You can do that with all of these creatures, though, too. That's why I might like Dual Nature more than Wild Pair. But Bramble Sovereign, I think, is kind of cool. Blade of Cells, put this on Apostle, attack, create 2 tokens of it, so you can be too short, or, you sacrifice those that are created. So just something there. And then Spy Kit, whenever it has the names of non-legendary creature cards in addition to its name. So it just turned into an Apostle or whatever. But I think Blade of Cells and I think Spy Kit go. These are the, and I think Wild Pair goes. Even though I like Wild Pair, I'd have to probably figure that out for my demons as well. And I'm not going to tonight. Field of Souls, whenever a non-token creature is put into your graveyard, create a 1/1 spirit. I don't think I need that. I don't think I need that either. Mirror Box. Each legendary creature you control gets +1/+1, and each non-token creature you control gets +1/+1 for each other creature you control with the same name as that creature. So the Shadowborns get +1/+1 for each other Shadowborn that's in play. This just turns into, let's get some Shadowborns in play, right? I like that. Aven Shrine. This is, again, only could be played basically here or with petitioners. Whenever a player plays a spell, that player gains X life, where X is the number of cards in all graveyards with the same name as that spell. So if you have apostles in your graveyard, you cast an apostle, you gain however many life are in the graveyard. Nantucket Shrine, same thing, but you create scroll tokens. And so pretty cool there. I like that idea. All right, the last 2, and I like it as well, but all right, Dark Supplicant is tap it, sacrifice 3 clerics. It is a cleric as well, but search your library, hand and or library for a card named Scion of Darkness and put it into play. If you search your library this way, shuffle it. And Scion of Darkness is an avatar, not a demon, but God, it looks like a demon. But it has cycling, so you can put it in the graveyard easy. It's 8 to come out, 6/6 trample. But whenever it deals combat damage to a player, you may put target creature card from that player's graveyard into play under your control. So I kind of like that idea, since there's a lot of clerics and it's easier to just get the ball rolling and be aggressive. And so if they go and kill that, I can sacrifice 3 more clerics, bring it back into play. So that's kind of where that's at. All right, just under 45 minutes, not too shabby. Cut the white cards, add the blue cards. Your commander to Muldrotha, you're welcome. You know what? I thought about it. I agree. But there's a couple of cool cards in there that I was hoping for to have like that interaction. All right, so those are the cards. Those are the ideas. Let's kind of pack this into our blueprint a bit. So those two just kind of stay off to the side. Let's make sure that everything's just kind of here. Closer than what I was testing out? I don't know. All right, random stuff. Pop, pop, pop. Let's see here. That's removal, protection, ramp, and draw. Okay, so for right now, I like this small, really this tight package. All right, and I kind of like. I'm never going to use it anywhere else. Like I'm not going to have a cleric deck. So technically, this is like a human cleric tribal deck with a ton of Shadowborn Apostles and demons. That's where we're at. And so I like the idea of this so far. So we'll just keep it short and simple. Also, I really like these 3 cards. Maybe not even Shrine so much, but I like Mirror Box and I like the Shrine, Nantucko Shrine, even though maybe I like Aven Shrine a little bit more. I want the Nantucko Shrine in there, though. Oh, no. All right. Mirror Box makes it. Maybe I'm just having... Because, like, they only would work here, the 2 shrines, but they're, like, not on theme, and there's plenty of theme to pack in here. Oh, no. Do I need... Am I paying a lot of life or anything? Not a lot. Maybe Sovereign right on top. Oh, no. It's trouble. Trouble, trouble, trouble. Oh, boy. I don't think this shrine works. Shit. Sheesh. All right, let's reread. I like Aven Shrine a little bit. Just the random life gain can be really nice. All right, let's see Dual Nature again. Whenever a creature card comes into play, its controller puts a creature token into play. That's a copy of that. Oh, its controller? Of all tokens with the same name. Nope. All right. We can't be helping our opponents. Let's be real here. Bramble Sovereign has a shot since that's there. Okay, we'll keep those. Let's go with some protection. I think Spike Weaver might be a little expensive, even though I like the idea, but like, oh, maybe it's just something that can go in the yard, and then if I am mutating Nethroi, it just works. All right, that's all right. I like Moment's Peace. Magus the Moat's going to slow people down. Unfortunately, I do think Whipgrass and Tangler is going to be a little too mana intensive for what I would want or care about. It's a cool card, though. Selfless Spirit is dope. Selfless Savior is dope. And then Boots and Greaves. All right. I like Boots, Greaves, Indestructibles. Hard to attack me. 1, 2, 3. Do I care about these? Yeah, 0 power, 0 power. All right, we can keep those so far. Not too bad. Probably I'm going to have to cut back on that because I only really have like 30-ish places. And like that's essentially draw and ramp. Shit. That's going to be brutal. Okay. Okay, let's look at some graveyard recursion that is likable. I don't, now that I'm saying it out loud, like most of my cards need to be draw and ramp. And that is problematic. Okay. I don't think Haunted Crossroads does enough. Living Death is a nice recursion. Scourge, Nightmare Shepherd. Let's get the cards that we definitely want. Bloodbond March, it's the only deck it's going to be able to go in, and it very much works here. Remembrance is a white card that I want to play with, so that's another one that only works here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I might only have... I like the idea of Lifeline, Immortal Sir. Okay, Lisa is too slow. I think Command the Dread Horde. I don't really need to lose all that life because I have Immortal Servitude. I have like the Ascent. Angel of Glory's Rise is probably too expensive. That is just an ETB. I would... So the thing with Rally the Ancestors is it's just 3 at instant speed. I can block, 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 and then sacrifice them all. And it just works. It's cheap. It's so cheap. I like Rally the Ancestors. Lifeline over Luminous Broodmoth. Immortal, Athreos. I think we can get rid of Angel of Glory's Rise. Storm, Ascent. Return to the Ranks can go away. Decaying Soil I might be alright with. Luminous and Lifeline. Alright. Alright, we cut 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards so far. Haunted Crossroads is going to be really nice though. But not maybe just not this deck. Going back, I don't think I can have that many. I think I'm going to just go with Moment's Peace. And then I don't think I can fill these. So Magus and Spike Weaver are out, unfortunately. The Indestructibles might be problematic. I might just not have that much space. I'd have like 35 spots. What do you mean by payoff? So like Sacrificing Creatures has the Savra, Dictate of Erebos, like just removal in general. I like Savra. We're in the removal package for now. I think we're Pestilence Demon, Dictate of Erebos, Overseer of the Damned, Grave Pact, Archfiend of Depravity. We got the 2 and 3. Oh boy, I like them all. I think we got to cut at least these. I might have some problem getting rid of like artifacts and enchantments at this point. Artifact, enchantment. I guess there's a Martyr's Bond. Creature. But that'll be fine for now, I guess. I can figure out if we're lacking in the other regards here pretty quick. No. So I tried to avoid the Blood Artist thing going on. I don't think there's going to be that many creatures being sacked. I have a feeling I'm going to be able to like get enough, but like to get a couple of them, control the board, and just start wailing. So that's hopefully what's going on. Soul Ring, Arcane Signet, Ornithopter. I like Edgewalker, Catilda, Bloop. I like Carnival. I might like the Rituals, Birds. I think we can just cut the Great Henge at this point. Sylvan. Might not care about that. Cryptolith Right. Migratory Great Horde. I think Fertile Dead might be out. So like that, the zeros, that's filling up the graveyard. We probably don't need that. We might not need these two. What do we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. That's probably enough. So even just those thoughts, this might be slow. 5, 6, 7. Give me a second. I mean, there's a little ramp there. I'm okay with this. Okay. All right, so cutting 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Kind of like, all right, that's fine. It's fine. Feels weird to cut Great Henge though, doesn't it, Renshai? Just like it seems like it's going to be good in anything, but you're going to want to play your the apostles before you get your demons, and the demons are what are going to help reduce the cost of Great Henge, and so like you're playing it after you play your demons, and so when does the Great Henge actually help you? Yeah. All right. Drawing. This, I might just cut this up into their own thing. So that's draw, kind of search. This is kind of filling the yard off the top. Pure draw. This is kind of a searching version. This is a filling up the graveyard. Draw, filling up the graveyard. Off the top, graveyard. Well, we'll call that off the top. Kind of half-ass draw. Scrying, yard, draw, off the top. I already don't like this March of Burgeoning. Like, it's not doing enough. It's just going to go get a little onesie off the top. Yard. Okay. Draw. Yard. Let's draw, and that's off the top. All right. All right, this is off the top. So I think I want, Thrumming Stone. I like Nalia, I think, at this point, off the top. Go to the top card in library at any time. It's going to be hard to do the Coven part, though, because I'm so heavy in the 1/1s, 2/2, and I would need at least one more set of power. I kind of like the Vizier one because it allows me to tap my lands for any color. Might be a little too specific. So I like Vizier in that regard. 3/3. When you cast your next creature spell this turn, search your library for a creature card with lesser converted mana cost. Tough. I might not dislike Bolas' Citadel either, but we'll cut those 3 at least. I don't know if those will make it. All right. Let's look at these specials. I probably like this one. Search your library for a black creature card, put it on the battlefield. So instead of a bunch of creatures, it's more mana intensive, which isn't bad. Another cleric. It can't sacrifice itself. It turns the clerics into 2/2s, which isn't bad. So I like that one. Probably cut the 2 Eoses. Just probably don't have space for them? ? And then the scrying aspect. Let's take a look at these. All right, let's go. If there's 4 more fire-resist counters on it, it's a Phyrexian creature in addition to its other types. So it'd be a 5/5 flying once it has 5 or more. Whenever a creature you control dies, put a 1/1 counter on it, or no, a Phyrexian counter on it. Then draw a card if there are 7 or more counters on it. If it doesn't, scry 1. So it's 2 mana, scry 1, but like this, it's a do nothing for most of the time until you start rolling. Probably got to get rid of it. Oh, we'll cut that. Catacomb Sifter. Now this will at least give me a ramp. It'll at least get me a scry. But I probably don't have space for it. Yuri's Guile at 1 probably keeps it or stays in. Scry 1. This can draw me a card too, which is a little bit. So like, what's better? I don't care about this being that. I'd probably rather want Rumor Gatherer on top over the death triggers and scrying. Because I think the death triggers with scrying are just like too late. Because you're building, and they're not helping you at all. Because I'm not, you know, if it was some other type of deck, but I think those can go. All right, let's look at just the straight draw. Tabarax makes a ton of sense. I think I really like Guardian Project because of the reanimation stuff that can happen. Sylvan Library is probably going to be there. Harvester of Souls is far enough along with Harrowspex, Midnight Reaper, Liliana's Contract. This is slow. It's still a demon. I'm going to have to go through and see how many demons I have. But we can cut that, I think. It's kind of nice that this can come back with some other stuff. I don't hate another creature ETBs. I think I'd rather have the ETB than the casting. That makes sense. Like that's probably the problematic part of Bestiary and Whisperer. Mentor the Meek. We'll keep the demon, but he's iffy at this point. Well, we'll check on how many demons I have after. And if I'm in the 6 range without him, I'm willing to cut that. Generally I don't have my land base. Renshai's asking, how come you guys never go over your land base when you do Spotlight? And honestly, it's because Renshai, you would just tell us to cut most of the cards anyway. So what's the point, right? Actually, normally I don't have them together by the time I'm doing this. I do have this one. I can go over that as the ending part of this, if that makes sense. So, Underrealm Lich seems pretty good in here. Putting cards in any card in your hand, filling up the graveyard. I kind of like the idea of the filling the graveyard part, so I kind of want to go with maybe those. Maybe Furja is like a little too much. I don't know where we're at here. Let's see how many we got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We'll cut that. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. Not too bad. Maybe too bad. That's 28. Ugh, 28. All right, we got to cut like 10 from that at least. 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. 74. Not too bad. Well, we got some good cutting action in there. That's everything we cut in that first round. Not too shabby. All right, I do want to go through and see how many demons we have, though, right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7, 8. 8 ain't too shabby. I'm going to want to keep those in there, though. All right. Get a little drink here. Yeah, it probably is a good idea for new players to look through land base and stuff like that. I do know that sometimes when there's something specifically working in a deck, I'll run over like the 2 or 3 lands that it works for. But I can go over the land base here at the end. All right, let's go CMC wise. Let's see where we're at. See if we're fat anywhere. Let's see here. 2s and 1s. Probably going to end up cutting a ritual or something. That's a 3. 1. Maybe a 4. It's there. That's just a 4. And that's just a 3. 4s. That's probably just going in the graveyard if I can. What do you think about this version, the Scion of Darkness and Dark Supplicant? Just bullshit. What do you guys think? 4. Because I like it, because I'm never going to play it anywhere else, probably. But I can see it being just trying to fit something in that doesn't have a lot of room. 3, 3, 2, 2, 2, 4, 2, 5, 3. All right. Let's see. Not a lot in that one spot. Esper, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Do I care about that Miri's Guile? I think I like the Dark Ritual. We'll cut the Miri's Guile. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Like that. 2 spots seems thick, big. 2 and 3 spot are always kind of the biggest spot that I need to. 4 might be some cuts here too. So I like Grizzly, I like Mulch, Commune, Winding. Kind of just want to try them out. You need something that's going to fill you back up, like a library, like Priest, Boots, Greaves. I don't have any really big. Yeah. Self of Spirit, Scourge, Arcane, Ornithopter. Yeah, probably. Yeah. Till the Carnival of Souls. I I think I might get rid of Cabal Ritual. Yeah, if I get rid of Cabal Ritual, I don't need to speed things out. Like, I just need to make sure that I'm hitting my land drops and hitting a few pieces of ramp. I think that's kind of important. I'd be really close at this point if I didn't have to have the Apostles in there. 2, 3, Mentor the Meek. I think we cut Mentor. I still like this. Okay, so if I was having issues with the idea of the scrying, why do I think that Reaper and Harrowspecs is better? Question mark. I think they're probably good in a regular Nethroi deck. They'll draw a ton of cards once I start going off, but like up until that point, they're not doing much. All right. But Toberax is a demon, so it totally makes sense. Rumor Gatherer is fine in my mind. Off the top, big. I don't have a lot of life loss here anymore. I got the Savra, but I got rid of the Command the Dreadhorde. Does it seem forced though? I guess that's the question. Is it's just 2 cards, and they work with the clerics, the apostles, and so it's basically just like saying, you know, sacrifice 3 of them, go and get specifically this card, but I can get it from the graveyard or hand a library or whatever. And then I guess my other question would be is how is it different than, you could say not very different, but Shadowrite Priest. That would be the bit, because it makes things probably easier and more aggressive. That's my part. So I don't hate what's going on, but I think I need to cut back big time on the draw. I need to get aggressive on that, and then aggressive on the reanimation packages. That's probably where I'm at. Probably got to cut Aven Shrine. I don't think I need to worry about that too much. Moment's Peace can stay. I like Rally. I like Athreos. I think Decaying Soil is probably too far down. I like 2 Mutates there. Crucible seems great. And then Edgewalker seems solid. Wheel. Let's see here. Like. All right. Let me get rid of those 2. I have 8 demons. I don't want to get rid of really any more demons. Let's see here. I probably, if I'm going, let's kind of compare these 2. Hostile Negotiations or Shadow Prophecy. Exile the top 3 cards of your library in a face-down pile, then exile the top 3 cards of your library in another face-down pile. Look at the cards in each pile, then turn a pile of your choice face up. An opponent chooses one of those piles. Put the pile into your hand and the other into your graveyard. You lose 3 life. That's a lot of cards. So I'd probably rather see Hostile Negotiations than a Shadow Prophecy. We could probably cut that. All right. I like Guardian Project, Vizier. Makes sense. We can get rid of Bramble Sovereign for sure. Nightmare Shepherd. Still like Bloodbond March. Remembrance. Immortal Servitude is just 4 mana. Bring those apostles back. Luminous. Do I really care about that? Did I already? I don't know if I cut. I still like these 3. Gravepack, Savra, Sawtusk. Just being able to get rid of stuff. Luminous. Let's cut it, unfortunately. Doom Whisper, we, like I said, didn't want to cut any more demons. Underrealm, Liliana's Contract is an alt win in here. Thorming Stone goes off. I think Lifeline's probably too expensive, similar to like Luminous Brood Moth. I mean, Brood Moth is basically just... Maybe I don't like the hand part. I like those parts. Fine with it. All right, let's go back over that. Right now we're talking like Athreos, some of these. And just bringing shit back real quick. And that's okay. But do I necessarily care about that? Yeesh. Let's cut Lifeline. I don't think I like it, but I think we do it. See you, Bill. Have a good night, man. Thanks for joining. All right, Harvester. We want to keep that. Martyr. And do we want the Bolas' Citadel at 6? Fine for now. Storm of Souls. And then removal. All right. We'll go into types. So creature, yada, yada, yada. All right. Artifacts. Probably instant there. The creatures, instant sorceries. Should have a lot of creatures in here. That would be the guess. And if it isn't, then we got to make it that way. All right. That's basically enchantment. That is kind of a lot more instants than I anticipated. Sorceries. Enchantment. Creature. Sorceries. Creature. All right. About an hour 18 right now. I don't know if I'm going to get there in 40 minutes, but instant-wise, actually, I was lying. I did less than I anticipated. Okay. I like Hostile. I like Rally. I like Grizzly. I still like Dark Ritual. We'll get rid of the Moment's Peace. I think we'll just lean on removal for that. With the Grave Packs and whatnot. Ascent from Avernus. Return all creatures, because this can just be 4, bringing it back to... So we'll have to see what's worth it. I think we get rid of Storm of Souls, even though I think I like it, but I don't need to do it because I'd rather have like a Living Death in there. Immortal Servitude, definitely that as well. I kind of want that. Okay, then Bury, and all these kind of work for me. So that is land creature. This is creature enchantment. This is creature, and this is a bunch of land or creatures. This is creature or enchantment, and this is just land. Put all land cards reveal this way. That's not too bad either. I don't hate any of those at this point. All right, enchantments, Martyr, Dictate, Grave Pact, kind of doing the same things. I think we're going to have to go back to the piles of what they're doing in the deck and see where we're at this point after Guardian Project. So do I like Athreos? Because I'm probably Remembrance, Guardian. That's the question. Cryptolith. It seems crazy not to have it in there. Own dies. Return it to your hand unless targeted. But at this point, I just have like mass return. And so I think that's kind of what I'm going for here. Artifact. Just ramp, protection, ramp. What we get in land from the yard. Mirror box. I think we end up getting rid of the Bolas's Citadel as well, just being expensive. And then creatures. The reason why I like this is because number one, I'm not going to put it in many decks. But number two, it's a lot easier to do 3 than 6. Oh, but I'd have to have that. Okay, I can agree. Let's do that. We'll get rid of Dark Supplicant. Where the shit you go? I still like the idea, but we gotta make cuts. Gotta cut it somewhere. I can always add it back in later. So 3, 4, 5, and this is crazy with Sylvan Library too. But Doom Whisperer, Sawtusk, Savra, Nightmare Shepherd. Vizier is questionable at this point, I think. Tollbrax, Rumor Gatherer. I might not care about that though either. I think I'd probably rather have Vizier than Rumor Gatherer. Hylia, Edgewalker, Migratory, Gemraiser. Still like Shadowrite Priest. It's a little bit more general and generic. But you may put a land card from among them into your hand, put the rest in the graveyard. Okay. Sylvan Caridid, Catilda, Ornithopter, Scourge is great, Selfless, Birds. I think we gotta get rid of the Selfless Savior, and at this point keeping Esper Sentinel. That's starting to get respectable. 1, 2, 3. Oh, cool. Hashtag Team Force Walk has joined. How's Mexico going, bud? What? It should be. What's the time? Is it there? 10:30 here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. $55. Not doing too shabby here. Still got to cut like 20-ish, but all right. Mexico's a nice little place. Where'd you end up going? Cool. Draw, ramp, protection, graveyard shenanigans, ramp. guess I'm considering this card advantage. All right, removal, ramp, ramp. It goes there. Removals. Technically that. Draw. Card advantage. This is not its own thing. Island off the coast of Cancun. Yeah, that's a nice spot. That's a nice spot, I've heard. What'd you end up doing? What did you go on any excursions, or were you on a all inclusive, or what's your deal there? Oh man. Ramps. Animate 2, 3. Run the house. Went spearfishing. Oh, I did see those barracuda. Nice, 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 nice. Yeah, that's a good way to do it, I'd say. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Probably keep it there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Try and cut that down. I still like the idea of kind of like filling up the graveyard a bit, but still needing to be able to put cards into my hand. Off the top, 1, 2. Can't lose the demon. Underrealm Lich. Maybe not as good because I'm not drawing as many cards. Seems weird, but there we go. Still like the idea of Grizzly, Hostile, Relentless Pursuit, Benefactor. I really like the cards that can get me more than one. Harvester. Alright, gonna be tough. Gonna be tough to get rid of the draw here. Alright, let's see here. Protection, protection, protection. That's thin. That's down there. That's fine. That gets stuff there. 2, 3, 4. Into play, into hand. Similar, similar, similar. I like this because this can also just be removal. I like that at instant speed. I like that this can be variable and get a bunch of cards. Oh, that's a bummer if we... Yeah, let's keep Immortal Servitude in there. Then we have 1, 2, 3. I think Immortal Servitude has to go. Like, that's Rally the Ancestors, but it's not as good. Because I'm just going to sacrifice it anyway. Then I don't have to exile. Like, the exile part doesn't really matter. I don't think. And if they do go away, that's fine. I'm kind of half-ass doing that with Nightmare Shepherd anyway. Moral Servitude can go away. 6, and I like that shenanigans. 7, so 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Let's see here. All right, Dictate of Erebos, Bond, Grave Pact. I like it all. Maybe Bond goes. Overseer. And that can get kind of anything. That's more creatures. I just don't have many. I don't have a lot of artifacts or enchantments. Like if they go away, that's fine, I guess. And Bond has always been like slow. I think we end up getting rid of Martyr's Bond since we have Savra, even though it's a little bit more like life intensive. Then we have just 2 cards that can get rid of artifacts and enchantments. That is problematic. That will be problematic, I am sure. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 19, 19, and 14. 20, 40, so 38. 48, 58 into 62. So this would be perfect if I did not have the 30 of these bad boys. So we're at 92 right now. So we need to drop, roughly 30 at this point. Let's cut this down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 12, 18, 24, 32. So 24. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we'll have 24 apostles at this point. So, all right. What are you doing here? Let's see, 1, 2. Get rid of mulch. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12, 13. Might not like. I really don't like the idea of the lands going to the hand, even though they fill up the graveyard. This deck's going to need a lot of tweaking, I think, off camera. And that's okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Because what I might end up needing is something like Crucible Worlds might be nice. It might need to be something like that brings all the lands back from the graveyard at 1 clump. It just probably depends on how quick the yard can get filled up. Question mark. So we're down to 12 ramp. I really should not be messing with that at that point. All right, let's see if we can cut this drawing down into the sections. All right, so that's just drawing. This is kind of like a soft draw. Card advantage stuff off the top. That's going to get whatever I need. And that's graveyard stuff. Alright, so I do like these coming off the top. I don't have a problem with that. Sensei's Top's going to control some of that going on. Same thing with Library. I like Torbrax, and Harvester, Thrumming Stone works, and Liliana's Contract works. I think I'd rather have Guardian Project than Esper Sentinel. And that, saying that I don't want Esper Sentinel seems wildly wrong. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Demon stays. All right. All land. Yeah. I might not like Grizzly Salvage. I like Hostile Negotiations. I like Winding Way creature or enchantment card from among them into your hand. Put the rest in the graveyard. Maybe Commune with the Gods. Reveal the top 4 cards. Put 2 in your hand, 2 in the yard. 5 cards, you may put a creature and enchantment card. I like that. And I like the 2 creatures. So that's 3 gone. Commune, Grizzly, Esper Sentinel, which are 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. To 12 is 28. And 24. 52. So right now, we can add 10. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Gotta cut some. All right. So we like the mutates. We like the demons. Let's see what else we like. Can't do anything about it. All right. Demons. Demon. And then I want the cards that I have to have in there, or else they'll just not go in there. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's like the perfect amount that needs to go. But, all right, I think we take Grave and Dictate, Swiftfoot and Greaves. Might be able to cut Selfless Spirit and Savra and just bank on the recursion. There's only 3 recursions at this point, though. Sheet. All right, what do we got here? We'll cut Selfless Spirit and Savra at this point. Let's see here. That's a good point. That's a good point. All right, let's go. As you were talking about earlier, let's go over the lands. All right? What do I do here? Oh, I'm going to add those in. All right. But I think what we're going to end up doing all right. Like I said, we have 27 lands. I think what we will do is or 37. Let's go short. I don't know if that's a good idea either. If that's the case, then I want to add in like mulch and stuff back. But we'll cut Command Beacon. Use Temples. I'm gonna make stuff flashy. I still like the idea of the temple in here at this point. But maybe I can get real aggressive and cut out anything that doesn't have like black in it. So like the green-white temple can get rid of. Yavimaya Elder, Ash Barrens is good. This is just a representative for Canopy Vista. Yeah, I don't have enough of that. All right, Starlit Sanctum. Can tap for a colorless, but you can pay a white, tap it, sack a cleric. You gain life equal to the toughness. Or you can pay a black, tap it, sacrifice a cleric. Target player loses life equal to the cleric's power. So just a little bit of Cleric Tribal there. I am using some fetches. Urborg works in here. Sanctum of Eternity. You can pay 2, tap it, return target commander you own from the battlefield to your hand. And so returning Nethroi back to your hand and being able to mutate him again makes a ton of sense to me. Fetch. Sandsteep Citadel comes into play tap, but for each color. I have Volrath Stronghold, which pay 2 and then tap it, put target creature card from your graveyard on top of your library. Not a bad deal here because you're going to have creatures going to your graveyard all the time. So, like, if one of those demons end up in the yard, you just put it on top, search for it again, or draw it, or whatever you need to do. Command Tower, yes. Bayou, Savannah, which is the green-white duel. Maybe we'll think about cutting maybe some basics. Scrubland, black-white version of that. So the basics, we'll look at what we have there. The Triome, they come into play tapped, but they're very fetchable. You can cycle them if need be, but not a bad way to do it. Murmuring Bosk is also real solid in your green, white, black decks. Fetchable as a forest, but it comes into play tapped. And then black and white can deal you 1 damage, but not too bad since it's giving you all 3 colors. We'll leave. Temple, maybe we can cut the Temple. Or not, the green-white shock. That's what the green-white shock. We'll keep the green-black shock land, Overgrown Tomb, Fabled Passage for the basics. Godless Shrine, black-white shock. We'll keep that. And so 27, 26, 25, 24. That seems bad. All right, give me a second. Because I adjusted my basics right here. I like using 12 generally, but we're going to go probably real thin here. But we want to keep, I think I have 6 swamps, and I'm okay with that number because I need to be pretty heavy there. But maybe instead of cutting the fetchable temple, we'll cut a forest in the plains, a temple, and a command beacon. So I'll go down to 33 land. That seems wild. Is that right? Is that right? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. $33. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. I'm sure, Renshaw, you're just cackling now, aren't you? Just cackling. All right, we'll keep it at that. All right, 33. 43, 53, 57, 58, 59, 60, 70, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 21, 22, 28, 29, 30. 2 cuts. 2 cuts. That's what we need. All right. Let's, not doing too bad. Look at this. Other than I'm going to be really disappointed when I get mana screwed here. I'm not cutting more lands. No way. Get out of here. I only have 2 more cuts left. You just want to go to bed, but that ain't happening. That ain't happening, baby. All right, let's see where we're at. All right. So, removals. I got you, babe. I got you, babe. From among them, creature enchantment, creature land, a creature or land. Let's do that. What can get me a land can be over here. That can get me a land. This isn't really card advantage, but it's a demon. It's iffy. It's iffy. But it's aggressive. Draw. Removal. Funny stuff. That's probably there. Removal 1, 2. I still like the idea of the haste. Because then it gives the bigger creatures a little bit more quickness, and then also the Shadowborn Apostles with at least Greaves can tap for mana with those 2 cards if they're out. And then graveyard. Let's see there. I mean, I want Nethroi to kind of be doing this, right? I have a Z-Demon. And I have Living Death, which can also be just removal. And that would be my 2. These 2. I don't know if I necessarily agree with that, but still, like, Ascent from Avernus is really quite good. Let's look through that. Rally can go, I think. 1, 2. I have a couple of cards that I have in the mail that were not here in time, and that's okay. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And plus getting lands in the hand, 13.15 potentially, if needed to dig. 1, 2, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, I think we'll do one last count. I think 33, 43, 53, 57. All right, and then let's oh yeah, I might need one more cut, but 57, 58, 59. Yeah, so one more. But you know what? I think that's okay. Hey, we got there. We'll say it. Like I said, I got some tweaking. I'm going to see how this thing flows. I'll probably have, like an hour and a half at work. So just want to say thank you for joining, one and all. Give it a like if you enjoyed. We went through some of the lands, a bunch of the cards that could be happening. Nethroi, or Shadowborn Apostle was done here tonight. We did pretty well with it. Again, subscribe to the CommanderSmiths. We're 20 away, basically, from 1,000, which will trigger our $1,000 giveaway. And then we start giving out prizes, and that'll be awesome. So go find that video that we show everything as well. Leave a comment there. We have one more section, I think, to unlock. But otherwise, thanks for watching it. Thanks for coming out. And hopefully you all have a good night. All right, bye.